Hey everyone, and welcome to the first video of the channel. Now, I was addicted to video games as a kid, but years ago I decided to quit, and now I spend my time doing more productive things, like enslaving other kids to video game addiction instead. I became so passionate about this purpose that I even dropped out to pursue professional child addiction full time. But really building and publishing a mobile game has been a goal of mine for a while, and today I'll show you how I made it happen. I had already been working on the game for a while before collecting footage for this video, so this is the current state of the game by the time I started recording. The game is called Numicron, and it puts you in a 2D pixel art steampunk world. It was going to be an endless city with multiple buildings that you could enter and destroy, multiple enemies to fight and collect items from, and several weapons to craft and battle with. But as soon as I realized just how many more hours that would all take to animate and program, I opted to delete most of my progress and just go for a simpler idea. So since I wanted simplicity to be the main guide of the development, I came up with this. I would start the player in the center of a dark, infinite maze of regular walls, whilst one type of enemy spawned around them. They would wield a single gun with infinite ammo and would have only one goal: to survive as long as they can, before inevitably dying to the endless waves. So that's exactly what I did. I created a dark environment, made the player a new weapon, and then tried to add some glowing lights to the bullets. Unfortunately though, Unity's system doesn't allow 2D lights to be attached to particles by default, so I was forced to scour the internet where I found this godsend: Richard Kettlewell's custom script that fixed it all. Wherever you are, Richard Kettlewell, I hope you know that many men love you. After that, I worked on improving the lights and shadows and then moved on to terrain generation. For this, in order to save a lot of time, I used the thing that has already, over the course of making this video, become smarter than you if you're around 100 IQ, ChatGPT. It struggled with it at first, but after a bit of playing around with it, I finally got it to generate a working script for creating an endless maze just as I'd imagined. I used another AI model, Claude, to help with the enemy pathfinding scripts using the traditional and efficient A-star algorithm. I tried making my own algorithm, but it was so inefficient that even one enemy using it made the laptop freeze up. With that addition, the core of the game was really shaping up, and this is where the fun begins. Now I could start focusing on putting lipstick on the pig with fancy particle effects, a pixel-perfect camera that gave it a nice stylized look, and finally, the sound effects. Again, to save time, I used this AI sound effect generator by ElevenLabs. I'll be honest, a lot of its outputs are pretty trash, but every once in a while, you'll get a sound that really slaps. Still, I don't like to use most of the effects right off the press. Instead, I'll layer them into a more complex sound effect in Audacity until I get exactly what I'm going for. I wanted the intro animation to be extra rich, which is why it was one of the effects where I spent the most time compiling and manipulating the sound. And I thought that was pretty decent, so I created the rest of the effects and then some music. I was going to compose an idea that I had myself, but after using yet another AI music generator and experimenting a bit, I realized that the particular style I was going for wouldn't have fit the genre anyways. So I might save that idea for a future video. I know that a lot of people by now are probably sick of hearing about AI content, and to tell the truth, I feel like a bit of a fraud for using it so much myself. But I also think it's shown me what workflows using AI will look like in the future. Rather than having AI do everything for me, I curated my prompts and its outputs until I ended up with something that fit my original vision. So essentially it allowed me to get to the same destination in a fraction of the time. Finally, it was ready for some playtesting, so I went over to some of my friends' houses to have them try it out. But there was only one problem. It was slow as fuck. So it was back to the drawing board, and I was stuck. Every pathfinding algorithm I tried took too much processing power. And then I had one of those moments where inspiration struck. Suddenly, I knew the answer. Instead of having every enemy generate their own path to the player, I would only generate 4 paths that every robot would start with upon spawning in. If they ever spotted the player, they would just head straight towards them, but if they ever lost sight, they would daisy chain a new path that followed the player wherever they go. This allowed them to continuously keep their path up to date without having to generate it from scratch every frame. Now, the game was fast as fuck, and it ran pretty consistently at around 30 FPS on my phone, which apparently has a garbage processor, so if you have a phone that's half decent, it should run just fine. But even this solution wasn't perfect, and it still has bugs. I knew there had to be something better, so I did the one thing I thought I would be too stubborn to try. Pray to the father of all computers, Alan Turing. And since it was so close to Halloween when I did the ritual, his voice actually responded.
Thomas, use a vector field.
I didn't have the time to try out this new idea right then though, so watch for that in a future video. And if it works, then maybe I'll put it back into this project later on. Finally, it was time to polish it up, so I created some sound adjustment sliders, imported a few more music tracks, added the last animations, and created the logo. And with that, it's basically done. I'll be submitting it to Google Play for approval, so hopefully you all will see it there a few days after this video is posted. Plus, it's completely free to play.
But you can also support me with the PayPal username I conveniently put in the game.
So why did I drop out of school to publish this game? Well, the truth is, it's actually not about the game itself, although it is a great way to combine multiple things that I love to do, like programming, music, art, and sound design. But without going too deep into it, I realized first that the college path was not going to take me to where I wanted to go in life. Second, I've been working on and off on this project for the past couple of years, never actually being able to make much progress between a tight schedule of work and school. Now I have two goals for this channel going forward. One, I want to discover just how much I'm capable of, challenging myself with new projects from different areas of interest every month. Two, I want to inspire as many people as possible to unleash their own creative potential on the world. I am constantly inspired by the things that other people build, and if I can in turn inspire at least one person to finally take action and build something incredible, then I'll consider this goal a success. Anyways, that's going to be a wrap for this video, so until next time, go make something amazing.